Hey, Ettore, how are you?
Doing fine, Dan. How are you, Coach Samir?
Good,
Good to
good,
talk to
good,
you.
good. Did you just finish practice?
Yes, about 45 minutes ago. Yeah, then we had all our usual stuff, conversations, talking, putting everything in place, getting ready. Another day is gone.
Okay. You're going into your third season with an NBA team, second with the Spurs. Can you tell us a little bit about how different it is for you comparing to everything you did in the past?
Well, first of all, I'm lucky to be in such an amazing organization in terms of people, in terms of players, in terms of commitment and sense of togetherness of the organization. It's really a special place. Obviously, not to mention that having the opportunity to work with Coach Pop is something that is extremely valuable. It's experience not only on the floor, but it's a life experience. And for everything which is even not related to basketball. The biggest difference, of course, it would be silly not to mention it, is that after 25 years, I'm back being an assistant coach, and of course, when you're an assistant, as you know better than me, you need to try to understand first of all the head coach philosophy, his way of doing things, the way that the team is used to do things, and then you try to fill in, and you need to understand when it's a good moment to open your mouth and when it's better to shut up. It's a different perspective, but so everything is of course challenging. On the on the other hand, the competition is extremely interesting. I think we have a lot of misunderstanding in Europe. We think that this is an easy league. We think that there is not always for 48 minutes the effort and the that is requested in Europe. I would say that different from Europe, there is not the sense of drama that there is in every EuroLeague game, where if you lose you're out, and if you win it's just a relief for one more week. Here the season is with 82 games, so there is a little bit more of margin of error. But as for effort, preparation, care of the details, I really believe that this league is second to nobody.
Okay, let's break it down a little bit. Let's talk about you, about your transition to the new role, and how was it for you? Was it difficult?
Well, of course, you step in a different world. First of all, there is a different terminology. You are used, I don't know, to call the defense that forced the ball to the baseline down for your life, and here we call it push, for example. And I can tell you, I don't know, 500 different words that we use compared to what I
Well,
was used to.
The Spurs have their own language, huh?
Of course, I think every NBA team, every head coach in the NBA has his own language, but this is a language that's been put in place in the last 19 years. So it's a language that has a lot of roots, and there is a lot behind everything. And so first of all, to learn the terminology. Second, to learn all the playbook. Being here for a long time and being extremely detailed, as Coach Pop here, he has a huge playbook, requires time both to learn it and to go through all nuances. Third, to go through, learn all the drills that he prefers to run in practice. And of course, the rules of the defense and of the offense. So it's a lot of learning. And my first months were absolutely full hands, I would say.
Let's talk about the players. Is it working with great NBA players like there are in the Spurs? Is it different than working with great European players that you had in Europe?
Well, I would say that the level of self-expectations is probably common. The competitiveness that they have is probably common. I would say that there is, especially here. Here it's different. Here we have a strong leadership by our veterans. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker have been here for years. So there is a little bit of a sense like being in a college program where the seniors wait for the freshmen and teach them what it means to be here in this organization. And of course, also as a coach, you are somehow, let's say, tutored or welcome, put it as you prefer, when you come in, because they make an effort also to make smooth your transition. Here, as I was saying, the season is very demanding, and I think very few European players understand what it means a back-to-back for one of these great players. Back-to-back, as you know, is when you play one night and then most likely you travel after that game, you end up in a new hotel room at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, you go through the practice plan, and then at 5 o'clock you take a bus to go play another game. And when you know that you need to put together a double-double to help your team to win, and you're so tired, it requires a lot of self-discipline and commitment to be ready to play at high level in those back-to-backs.
But for you, coaches, the coaching job, is it the same? Do you criticize them in the same way? Teach them the same way? Do you feedback them the same way that I know you have been doing all these years, paying attention to every detail, giving the feedback, the teaching, etc.?
Well, I can speak for the Spurs. Here, for sure, there is a high request in terms of quality. Coach Pop don't let anything become sloppy. Sometimes it can be extremely demanding, and there is a lot of care of the details. So I see no difference. Probably it's also brought up to an even higher level. What I've been extremely surprised from day one is, for example, the time management in practices. Practice is so well organized that we can accomplish maybe in a shorter time what we could accomplish in Europe in 3-4 practices. Here, everything is programmed and run at the second, not at the minute.
How is it like to work with Pop, being with him every day?
Well, I mean, it's an experience. We're talking about not only the person who is considered the best NBA coach, not only in the moment, but probably in the history of the game, but also a person who has a lot of interest in terms of culture, in terms of politics, in terms of visiting different countries, learning from other experiences. A person with a great mind, but which is also an open mind. So for sure, sometimes you feel challenged, sometimes you feel supported. I mean, he's a great leader. He's a great leader, not only basketball-wise, not only X and O's-wise. So there is also the curiosity every day to go to practice, or to go to a meeting, or to go to dinner on the road and listen to him, listen and interact with him. As for an assistant, probably the most interesting thing I can tell you is that there is a lot of in him that wants to be challenged. I mean, so the arguing, the discussion about the basketball point, the discussion about a play, about the defensive strategy. I mean, that's a big part of the interaction. So that's pretty interesting.
Does he know that every time that we needed to have a good moment, we would go and watch clips of him abusing reporters, or you didn't tell him yet?
I guess he knows.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about David Blatt a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about being a European coach in the NBA. From your perspective, I mean, I think you got a very good perspective for it. Do you think the way he handles the Cavs and the new position is different based on his background than another guy who has only NBA experience?
Well, first of all, I would like to say this. David is American. He grew up in America. He went to college in America. So it's very similar, in my opinion, to the path that Mike D'Antoni had. They both developed their playing career and their coaching career in Europe, but bottom line, they're American. So there is no secret for them in the language, in the communication, in the way of joking, in understanding every little tweak of the communication. So that's a big plus, I think. Second, you're not completely coming from nowhere meaning that you come from Europe because you played at Princeton, and you play for Pete Carril, who is a world-respected coach. So there is a background in David that I think helped him to have a smooth transition. I think.
But do you see, Edward, do you see any European background in the way he does his job over there, or you don't?
I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you because I'm not there every day. Basketball-wise, he started to implement something that he was using with Maccabi at the beginning of the season, and I was following them because Cleveland was one of the teams that I was scouting. And I saw some handoff play that he was running with Maccabi, but then I saw that during the season, also because of the change in the roster, he went away from that and he adjusted to the new roster, to the new situation, to the injuries that came up later, having the team playing in a different way. So if the bottom line is that he showed the same ability to adjust and to react to different situations that he was showing for years in Europe. But as for implementing stuff that he was doing with Maccabi, I saw him going away from that on the run of the season.
Let's talk about the San Antonio Spurs a little bit as an organization. What makes it so special?
Yeah. I think the care for the people. I think there is a lot of caring one for the other. Most of these people have been together for a long time, starting with Pop, with Tim Duncan, R.C. Buford, Manu, Tony, and so on. But I also think that the great and unique situation is that because this is something between, as I said before, college and the NBA. You have at the helm of the club a person who is president and head coach, like Coach Pop, and let's say he's the person that set the tone for the whole organization from 7 o'clock in the morning when we wake up till night when we go to bed. So there is a strong leadership, but it's not an imposed leadership. It's a leadership that is welcomed by the people that are working here. So I would say that in terms of people management, setting the goals, trying to achieve the best possible performance, and then live with the result that comes out of that best possible performance, I think it makes unique this organization. When you come here, you feel like it's a little bit different. You don't live every day depending on the result of the last game. There is much more a sense of the big picture that I think makes it very special.
Okay, there's one thing that people really like, and this is associations questionnaire. And that requires your sharpness now. So I'm going to throw.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. I know. So let's try as hard as we can. So I'm going to throw a name to you, and you just go ahead and shoot the first thing that comes up to your mind. Manu Ginobili.
Well, it's the legend. It's the international legend for sure.
Yeah.
The creativity.
Okay. Kobe Bryant.
I would say demanding. He's the most demanding athlete I've ever been around, with himself and with his peers.
Okay. LaMarcus Aldridge.
The talent, pure talent, ability to score in many different ways.
Europeans in the NBA.
Will be more and more, as for all the internationals. There is a lot, but it would be great to find a way for the Europeans to wait a little bit, not to go to the NBA too early.
Two last ones. Becky Hammon.
Tough girl. I mean, she's really tough. Imagine this: she was a great player. She's been working with the men's staff, and she handles herself pretty well. And she had so much character to get a Russian citizenship, to go to the Olympics, and play with the Russian national team. So a tough lady for sure.
Okay, last one. Championship ring.
Well, I was here last year, the opening night, when they gave the rings to those who had won the championship the year before, So let me have a little bit of a dream to be one night in that kind of ceremony too.
Okay, we'll wish you the best. Thank you, Ettore.
Thank
That's
you,
been
sir.
great,
Thank
and
you.
we will be
Thank you,
following,
Trevor.
and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Regards to your family, okay? Good luck. Take care.
Take care.
Take care, my man. Bye-bye.